we are not in business. In your life, we are not in business. We are in an opportunity that is bigger than a business, because we go into 5 areas. The first one, personal development, which you will not normally get out there in many of the organizations you'll be with. Number 2, better health. Number 3, additional income. Number 4, a lifestyle. And 5, you join a community, a positive community. And for me, all those things have come to pass. And it's been an amazing, amazing journey. But now, when we really look at the realities of retirement, what is happening today? The statistics are saying that out of 100%, out of 100 people, 95 people retire when they are broke. As in, you've retired, a few years down the line, whatever lump sum you left with to work, you're broke. And then 5% barely manage. There are these guys, maybe they left job, they have a monthly income that they are given by the government, or maybe they had a business that could sustain them here and there. And even after retirement, they are able to manage, but they are struggling. And only 1% of people are actually wealthy. They don't have to worry about their finances. And you see, we are being told if you don't plan, we might find ourselves in the 95%. And that is why in your life, we are very keen on telling people to work on their financial freedom. And financial freedom looks like this. You're earning an income where at least 50% of it you don't touch. You can save it. You can put it in investments that can in turn bring you more income. It could be in money markets. It could be in bonds in the government. It could be in a business that can generate itself money without needing you much. And that is very, very important. When does savings begin? It begins when you are 18. I'm telling you from experience, because I did not have somebody to mentor me. When I was working in the bank, I was capable enough to buy a piece of land on a monthly basis. But you know what? I lived large. It didn't work. I spent most of my money. And I came to actually start understanding these things when I joined Neolife. And here I am, I have children, I've taken them to high-cost schools, I'm living in a good house, and everything just becomes very complicated. So we are saying, with this opportunity of Neolife, you're going to learn so much, especially personal development, that you start learning to save your money early. And the idea of retirement looks like this, that if everyone on this call, by the time you're retiring, you have about $50,000, $100,000 for your retirement. That would be really good. The question is it possible? The answer is yes, it is possible. Because if we get serious, the 36 of us on the call, if we can get serious on what we are doing and the opportunity that Neolife has, and if you're a guest, you need to start today. What is going to happen? This opportunity can help you build and invest a kind of income that could be probably $150, that is $1,500, $2,000, $3,000. And you see, if you're earning $3,000, it means you can actually use $1,000 for your day-to-day upkeep, and you can actually start saving $2,000 in a month. And if you're saving $2,000 in a month, that means by the end of the year, $2,000 times 12, that in turn can be 24. And so you see, it is possible. But now the issue is, are you willing to work hard enough and do the things people are not willing to do, so that in the next 5 to 10 years, you are taking home $3,000, $5,000, some people even do $10,000. Is it possible in your life? Yes, it is very, very possible. So we are saying we need to set ourselves and anchor ourselves. Like, you know, the way you have a boat, you put it the sail, when you put the sail, then it gives you better service when you're on the sea. We need to put our sail right so that we start planning on our retirement now. And we are focused enough to have investments that don't even sumbua you, and they can give you a good income. Let's talk about the health part of it. What are the statistics saying? Statistics are telling us that health-wise, people are vibrant from when they are born to about 25 years. After 25 years, people are losing their vibrancy. And very quickly, they get to what we call the tired zone. And they get tired. Are those statistics right? Yes, they are right. I started working when I was about 24, 25. And by the time I was 30 and I was working in the bank, I was tired. I would feel I'm very exhausted by the end of the day. I'm not at my best. I'm not at my peak. And when I met Neolife and I started using Formula 4, I started using the products, I got so energetic. And it's been 20 years down the line, my energy levels are just fantastic. That I can tell you for sure, for a fact. So those statistics are true. And then people get to the tire zone between the 25 years up to about 45 years. And this is the onset of the diseases that we are seeing. You realize that by the time somebody is being told you've got cancer, and most likely it's in stage 4 or stage 5. So what has been happening all these years? It's been building up like a volcano, building up until the body cannot take it anymore. And so we need to make sure that the biggest thing we can do for ourselves is our health. Our health. Because without health, money doesn't count. For those of us who are in Uganda, we just lost a guy who was the minister of health, of schools, the minister of education. And he stopped being a minister just a few months ago. He died, was it yesterday or today, from a heart attack? And I can't say he was a very old man, and he was a medical doctor by profession. And I mean, he was dying at the peak of his career when he's making so much money. The years when we say, when I retire, I want to travel the world. I want to enjoy my money. I want to enjoy my grandchildren. But that's not happening. After 45 years, I'm telling you, almost 50% of the population, they have a disease here and there. The chronic diseases we see, a backache here, a leg ache here, heart issues here. I remember talking to my friend today because he called me 3 months ago and told me, Gladys, things are bad. I am so sick. I don't know what is happening. I have palpitations. I am so tired. And he was saying, I have no money. I told him, buy Trienen and buy Lipotropic. Do you know, today we were speaking. He told me, Gladys, I am so good. You can't believe it. And he told me, Gladys, thank you so much for insisting, because I really insisted for him to get the products. It's been a process with him over the years. And so we are saying health-wise, even if you are 19 years old, you need to start taking care of your health now. And you take it so seriously and you take it to another level that you can't believe it. So that is very, 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 very important. What other things should we look at? Lifestyle. You know, many times we have this picture in our head when you're in your 60s and 70s with a magazine and you're wearing shades and you're wearing your bathing suit in the ocean, just outside there, resting and relaxing. That's the picture we have in our minds about retirement. The question is it going to be real or is it going to remain in your head? If you've not traveled to the next town and the other town and the other town and crossed the border, my friend, this is the business to be. Because in Neolife, you're pushed so that you can start enjoying lifestyle and so that you can prepare yourself for the international travel. And most importantly, so that you can prepare other people. So what we are saying, because I want to give the other speaker a good time so that he can tell us more about himself, and especially because of the young people, we are saying the reality of retiring. When you are not ready, health-wise, financially, and socially, is going to be a disaster. Socially means this. I was somewhere over the weekend and somebody retired and told me, Gladys, if there's anything that is hurting people, is being lonely during retirement. And I know that for a fact. Let me use my mother as an example. She was a teacher for 30 years. She was involved in the community like crazy. And lo and behold, all her 5 children flew out of the nest. They are out there doing their things. And their children, there is no grandchild of hers who lives at home. So my mom and dad are back at home, living in a big piece of land. Their neighbor, Koko, even if they shouted, I don't think the neighbor can hear. Thank God for the phones, they can call a neighbor. But do you know, my mother stays most of the time in the house alone. Dad is busy going to the farm, going to the shopping center, going for church meetings. But my mom is a bit laid out. And you know what keeps my mom alive? The television. She knows all the programs. Those are the things that babysit her. Okay, let me not use the word baby. They are the things that keep her busy. She knows all the programs on TV. When there's no electricity, she becomes sick. You know, now there's no electricity. Call the electricity company. We need electricity, because her life becomes very dull. So if you're not careful and you build relationships now where you're socially intertwined with as many people as possible, my friend, and the children will fly. Some will go abroad. You'll be left there going around with chicken, and if you're lucky, you have a dog, and that can be a disaster. So for me, I'm here telling everybody on the call, this is the opportunity to be at. Neolife is such a big opportunity. You can only grasp it one day at a time. You cannot even understand the whole of it until you're willing enough to build it a day at a time and keep seeing the bigger picture and keep listening to the testimonies that are there and keep looking at the people who've been there for 60 years, 40 years, starting with the founder, of course. I would like you guys to read the story of the founder. How he started at the age of 19, he really struggled. By the time he was 28, he broke even and he became a millionaire. And now he's living a blissful life, and he tells us his company does not have a single debt to anyone. It is financially secured for life. So guys, I want to tell you, if you're here, whether you have a job, a good job, you don't know about tomorrow. And I'll send to Justus the clip we were watching, all of us in Kenya today, by Grace Rubambe, who found her business by somebody who insisted in Uganda. And Grace Rubambe had a very good job at the central bank in Tanzania. And she used the products, they helped her. She was very sick and scared. She got a business that eventually has given her total freedom to even travel internationally. At 74, if you see Grace Rubambe, you will be amazed. So I'll also share that with Justus, just in case he hasn't seen it. It's been trending in Kenya today. And everybody who is on the call, I'm sure you saw that. If you're a guest and you didn't have it, ask the person who invited you. So for me, what will I say? As I retire to listen to Justus, who is a young man, I love seeing young people showing us the way. Justus joined this business when he was in campus with no school fees. He had taken a year off because he didn't have school fees. And he goes into the business as a student in Makerere University, and the rest is history. He'll tell us his story. So over to you, Justus. I can see you on the road. That's what happens in our business. Sometimes you get caught up. I saw him in his car. So over to you, Justus, and let us know what it means to start thinking about big things when you're young and what you've achieved so far with your young